It is now a widely discussed topic that Turkey has an aging population. This social change, which demographers and sociologists began highlighting years ago, now frequently appears on the agendas of the business world, civil society organizations, and the media. As Turkey's population continues to age, the proportion of young people aged 15 to 24 in the overall population has fallen below 15% for the first time in 2024, reaching 14.8%. In contrast, this figure was 16.6% in 2013 and 15.1% in 2023, according to Statistics Office. Based on population projections, young people will make up 14% of the population in 2030, and just 11.8% by 2060. According to 2023 data from the United Nations, the global average share of young people is 15.5%, 0.4 points higher than in Turkey. In EU countries, however, this figure is limited to 10.7%. This global average reflects a wide spectrum. For example, in Syria, the country with the highest youth proportion, the figure is 24.1%, while in Ukraine, the country with the lowest, it is just 6.8%. In 2024, Turkey's youth population stood at 12.678 million. When assessing the future of this demographic group and Turkey's broader demographic transformation, we must consider an important economic reality. Unlike many Western countries, Turkey is growing old before it becomes wealthy. Our economic indicators are far from encouraging. Turkey ranks among the 5 worst OECD countries in terms of income inequality and, according to IMF data, it sits 72nd globally in GDP per capita. Today, 82% of young people in Turkey live in either nuclear or extended families. Of these, 85% share their lives with at least one parent. Compared to previous years, young people now have much closer and stronger ties with their families. As a result, they also express more trust in their families. There are 2 major developments behind this growing closeness. The first is the global impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The second is the ongoing economic crisis, particularly since 2018. In fact, the dynamics shaping the lives of young people in Turkey today are quite similar to those affecting their peers in continental Europe and the United States. Numerous studies in Western societies show that due to the pandemic and the economic crisis, major societal issues, such as the health system, unemployment, housing problems, and the climate crisis, have drawn young people closer to the institution of family. In Turkey, the issues young people most frequently discuss with their families include the family's financial situation, the working lives of family members, and extended family relations. For 59% of youth, the family's economic standing is the most important topic of discussion at home. It's worth noting here that only 10% of young people look to the future with optimism. The greatest sources of concern are financial issues and the national economy. Young people, who today must forge closer ties with their families, are in fact carrying a very important legacy. This legacy points to critical aspects of the country's past, present, and especially its future. Today, 54% of young people in Turkey believe they will live a life similar to that of their fathers. Meanwhile, 18% believe they will live a worse life, and only 28% believe they will have a better life. As young people inherit their father's quality of life, they are also preparing to pass on a similar legacy to their own children. According to 56% of youth, their children will live lives similar to their own. Only 26% believe the children will live better lives. Unfortunately, today's youth are not the flag bearers of a brighter future. Instead, they are reproducing the current socio-economic order, and are far from assuming the role of dynamic agents of change in Turkey's economic and social structure. Their limited optimism already affects their willingness to take risks and hinders their entrepreneurial spirit. Young people have largely lost faith in their ability to move upward, economically and socially. In many ways, they have already given up on their future.